The Hell Fucking Yeah podcast.
Gotcha.
I like your outfit. I like your glasses.
Thanks. I'm like leaning into the Northern Michigan thing.
I was gonna say you look like hunting gear in a way.
Yeah, hunting gear plus like weird hipster kind of.
I was gonna say that. I don't know if hipster's a derogatory term anymore. So I was trying to stay away from hipster. But hipster hunter.
Yeah. I feel like hipster's just a confusing. Well, this is great material for the podcast if we haven't already started.
We're starting. We are getting right into it, Andrew, man.
We're talking? All right.
We just go.
Oh, cool. You have a cigarette. It looks so good.
It's good. It's really good.
Damn, I wish I had a cup of coffee and a cigarette. Instead, I have like this watery facial detox tea. But hipster just doesn't mean anything anymore. It only means like I would say anyone like under 60 that like doesn't listen to like AC/DC or something. But like
right.
AC/DC is sweet and like hipsters should listen to AC/DC. I mean, I'm sure they do. You know, it's like a hipster is anyone that like has ever, I don't know, fucking heard of the Arcade Fire or something.
Yeah, no, exactly, man. And you know what? I've been called it and I don't mind it. I embrace it.
Yeah. I think it's cool. I mean, I've spent so long as like an idiot and a nerd and a whatever that like hipsters like, cool, all right. Like,
yeah,
I'll at least I have some sort of hip, even if it's in a demeaning way.
Yeah.
Word hip is still in there somewhere.
Yeah. Hunter chic. There we go.
Yeah, hunter chic, like it. Okay, there we go.
That works.
Yeah, I've got a turtleneck on.
So
I'm very good turtlenecks lately.
I have a couple surprises for you planned today. Okay.
Awesome.
One of them's definite, and the other one I'm not sure.
All right.
I've been trying to arrange something, and we'll see if it happens.
Okay, I don't know what that could even possibly mean, but I'm down.
Okay, well, it's a surprise. Do you like surprises or do you hate surprises?
I like surprises.
Me too. I don't understand people who hate surprises, actually.
Yeah, I think like people want to be prepared or emotionally or something, which I get.
Yeah.
But also, you know, I don't know.
But isn't the coolest part about a surprise is that you're not emotionally prepared and your reaction is the most organic reaction you could possibly have.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah, I love that. Well, although my reactions are sometimes like maybe not what people would hope for.
Right.
With surprises, sometimes I'm kind of like, huh, all right, cool. You know, like if somebody gives me a gift that I'm not expecting or something, I'm like, what am I supposed to do with it?
Right.
Or something. But then like upon reflection, I'm like, that was really, really nice and sweet and thoughtful.
Yes.
But I do get caught off guard easily.
Yeah, I totally understand that. I do as well. A lot of the times, you know, I'll put on my my acting skills a little bit. Like, oh my God, this is so amazing, you know.
Totally.
Even though it is, it's just I don't know how to react in the moment.
Totally. Yeah, in the moment I'm just trying to like keep up with the flow of life. It's not always easy.
So, how's everything going?
Good. I mean, nothing. It's not good. But like, I'm doing okay.
Okay.
I think to anyone who might be listening to this, I had like we were supposed to do this chat a few days prior, and I would have been just a miserable fucking loser guest. I was just totally like I couldn't get out of bed. I was. No, it was just kind of a depressive episode where I just couldn't really even like function at all. And it hasn't hit me that hard in a while, but I was pretty knocked out with kind of a deep melancholy for a few days. And so I'm on the other end of that and back at it.
Yeah. Well, it's great.
I know that like, what's that?
I was going to say, great to hear that you're on the other side of it. Yeah, and man, those things happen, you know, I've been there, still been there.
Totally.
You know, it's hard to deal with some of the things that are going on in the world sometimes, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I'm kind of chemically predisposed to do that from time to time anyway. And I think it was,
Yeah.
I was kind of due for what I had been riding too high. I flew too close to the sun, you know?
Yeah.
And I had to crash down a bit.
Right.
But luckily, yeah, I'm back.
Yeah. I mean, there's times where you know, I have to do these shows and my head's not there.
Sure.
You know, it's just not there. I make it happen, you know. I don't know if the end result is exactly what I wanted, but I give it, you know, give it my best.
Yeah, I mean, that's all you can do is just like
Yeah.
try to keep plugging away and hope that like you get back in the moment or back into the flow of it all. But like, yeah, most of the time it's just kind of like trying to grind through those pits, I guess.
Now, is Michigan back open yet? Like how's the pandemic things going there?
It is pretty much back open. Yeah, like
yeah.
You can dine in restaurants. I think they're at 25% capacity, but you can go in, which I don't really feel great about that yet. But you know, if people want to do it, I guess they can. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of the same thing here. I mean, there's dine-in restaurants. Movie theaters are still closed.
Okay.
They're supposed to open soon. It's weird. The most recent times I've been going out, you know, going to the grocery store, wherever I have to go.
Mm-hmm.
I almost feel like besides people wearing a mask, that everyone thinks it's over.
Right. Totally.
I feel like everything's kind of, everything's much busier than it should be. And it feels normal, even though we have these masks on our face.
Yeah.
It feels like a year ago, 2 years ago.
Totally.
It has to do with, you know, the weather's getting nicer here too.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
But what I'm getting at is that I think once movie theaters start opening back up and restaurants are at full capacity and all those things, that it's just going to be like madness. I know, you know, it's been a year and I think people are over it and they're ready to like go bananas, you know, concerts and things like that. Like I have concert tickets from last year that were postponed to this year. I don't see a concert happening, but you know, apparently the dates hasn't changed yet for, I think, August. When those things do happen,
could be back by August. It's possible.
I would hope so. You know, I mean, as long as everything's good.
Right.
I do miss those things, obviously.
Yeah.
But I just think it's gonna be crazy, and
it's gonna be everybody's gonna be like wanting to be out, go to the bars, go.
Right.
You know, dancing, drinking, eating out. Like, it's gonna go bonkers. Which, I mean, I'm ready for it.
Yeah, I'm ready for it too, man. I really am.
Who do you have? Who do you have tickets to go see?
Hall and Oates.
Oh, sweet! Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were playing. Did they frequently play together?
Yeah. I mean, as far as you know, I don't know the last time they toured, but the tickets were. We have an amphitheater out here called Jones Beach.
Oh yeah,
Jones Beach. I don't know if you know it. It's
I know of it. I've never played it or anything.
It's right on the water, literally. The stage is like in the water. And it's awesome. It's the best place to see a concert. It's small, you know what I mean? It's not like a stadium.
Yeah.
I would say it's like a quarter of a stadium.
Cool.
And it's just the best place to go. And you know, we try to get tickets to go there every year, and obviously last year was completely out. Sure. But like my wife got tickets for another show too, and we don't know what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Hall and Oates, man.
Are you a big fan?
You know, I am.
Cool.
I mean, I just think they just make fucking hits, you know?
Yeah.
They really do.
Yeah, that's like the ultimate in craftsmanship of like pop music is like you can't really do better than that. Unless you're the Beatles, but like
right. I mean, when you have a greatest hits album and you know, there's 25 tracks on it and you've heard all of them a million times on the radio, you know, it's like, all right, you guys did something good.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they're one of those bands that like I grew up kind of like not liking for whatever reason, and then thinking I didn't like them, and then over the years, it's just been like you just hear a song and you're like, yeah, this is actually a pretty good one, and then you hear another one, you're like, actually that one's pretty good too.
Yeah.
And then 30 songs later, it's like, okay, they're actually just fucking great.
Right.
You know.
Now, am I like a deep cuts fan? No, you know what I mean. But I like their like solid, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you can keep yourself busy with the hits forever.
Right. So we were talking a little bit yesterday about shrooms. And I don't know.
Oh yeah. We did not do shrooms.
You didn't do them. Okay.
Yeah, Alyssa has a big deadline, and she didn't want to be like tripping on mushrooms to work. And I don't have any real agenda or deadlines in that way, so I'm down kind of always. But
Right.
I try to not do it. Are you a user of mushrooms on occasion?
No, I haven't done them in a long time. The last time I did them was well over 10 years ago.
Oh,
and,
okay.
And I had a really, really fucking bad trip.
Oh no.
So,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
obviously it kind of put a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
But it was my fault. I took too much, and that's what I wanted to ask you actually. Do you microdose or do you take full caps?
Microdose, I would say.
Yeah.
I've got these chocolates, and if the police are listening,
The
don't
police
have
are
anything. But
yeah, you can have chocolate. Chocolate's totally legal.
Yeah, beautiful dark chocolate. So anyway, I don't know what the dosage is even, but I know that like one of those, I'm feeling like better than usual.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I'm more creative or more in tune or more like present in my body. But I'm not like hallucinating or like, whoa, man. I'm just kind of like, wow, what a beautiful day. Like the water is really blue and the trees seem like they're enjoying this. I don't know. So yeah, I would call that a microdose, I guess. But maybe a slight bit more than a micro, but not a full dose ever.
Right. See, that's smart. See, and I, at this point, in my life, I would actually do that. I would definitely microdose.
It's fun. It's kind of like a mild weed edible for me. It's just kind of like I can get a little more like lazy and giggly, or I can get a little more like up and in tune with the world.
Exactly.
So I kind of like to play doctor with all that shit.
Yeah, then that's where I'm at now too. It's like I take THC like gummies or chocolates or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll just like take a bite of it and I'm good.
Sure.
Like I feel relaxed. I'm not flipping out. And that's a good time. To go back to anything like that, I can never do it again.
A friend of mine, coincidentally, who had a bad mushroom trip, and then after that went fully straight edge, just because he was like, I can't exist on substances anymore. I need to dial all this back. I need to be a more present husband and father and just really show up. And I'm done with drugs.
Yeah.
He just a couple weeks ago started taking edibles again, and that's the only thing he does. He doesn't drink or do anything more psychedelic or whatever, but just like 5 milligrams of THC every once in a while and just like pleasant thoughts. And
exactly.
It's just like powerful medicine if you use it right.
Yeah, that's right. 100%. So, let's say I'm going to even go more, maybe 15 years ago, I'm in my 20s, in my early 20s. There was no such thing as microdosing. It was like, how much of an asshole can you be?
Right. Yeah,
how psychotic can you be with your friends? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we went to Pittsburgh, and remember that band, The Darkness?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I love them. We went to go see them, and we took, I probably took about like 8 caps.
Oh my God.
At the show, and I was having
Was this your dark time or?
What's that?
Was this your bad trip you're talking about, or just?
Yeah, this is the bad trip.
Yeah, that's a lot.
it was a lot, and we, obviously we were having a great fucking time. And then we went back to the hotel room, and there was other things planned for the day. One of the guys had like tickets to a baseball game. Like, who the fuck wants to take mushrooms and watch baseball?
Whoa! I don't. You're outside and the grass is waving.
Maybe you can find some things like great about it, but not after the amount that I took. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It was like
people would be hard.
Yeah, being in a big crowd and people screaming, and I wouldn't be able to deal with that. So I was like, you know what? You go ahead and go. 2 of the other guys, like, they got their car taken away. Towed away, so they had to go deal with that, and I'm literally by myself in a hotel room now.
Oh no! Okay.
Tripping so hard. Oh the carpet, like the patterns in the carpet were moving. I remember I was just trying to do anything that reminded me of some kind of semblance of normalcy.
Okay.
So I'm like looking through the TV, like, oh, I love The Simpsons. I put The Simpsons on. The Simpsons was all kinds of fucked up.
Oh my God.
maybe the episode was messed up as it was, but
Sure.
it was 10 times worse where I was.
Oh my God.
I couldn't look in the mirror. I wound up destroying the hotel room. I like caused like thousands of dollars in damage.
No.
Yeah.
Man.
It took a long time to wear off. And I drank orange juice, which vitamin C intensifies the trip.
Oh, does it really?
It does.
Oh, wow.
It does.
Did
So
you know that in the moment, or were you just like, I need OJ?
no, I did it on purpose.
Oh,
Like,
wow. Okay.
reason I was like, I need to do a massive amount of this for some reason.
Wow.
I didn't need to do that.
Yeah.
You know, it took I'm gonna say like a good 10 hours to wear off. And yeah,
Oh.
I don't remember the rest really. I woke up the next day and I was fine, but it was you know, I was obviously a little hungover, but it was a bad time.
That sounds
But once again, it
wild.
was something that I was young and stupid, and I did way too much, and I knew I did way too much.
Sure.
And yeah, and that continued on with other things in life, other kinds of drugs and things like that. To where now I'm like, all right, I'll have a beer. All right, I'll have a half a chocolate gummy. And
Sure.
good. I'm good.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah, it's nice to kind of get that stuff out of your system.
Yeah.
I mean, as bad as that trip was, at least now you're just like, okay, I know what that's like. I don't need to like overload myself in that way.
Right.
Cool.
Acid.
Yeah, I don't know.
Did you ever try acid?
You might be like, I've never tried it. Maybe like I've never gone that heavy, so maybe I kind of want to, but maybe it would fuck me up. Maybe I should have gotten it out of my system 20 years ago or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. You know, I don't know if it depends where your mind frame is at too, you know?
Yeah, true.
Like we used to take acid all the time, and I'll never do that again. Microdose, nothing ever again. That stuff.
I've never done acid. I really want to.
Oh man,
it freaks me out. Just I don't know. It feels like
it really flips your brain, man.
Yeah.
you know. The amount of times I've done it though, I've only had, you know, I wouldn't even say I really ever had a bad trip. It's just so intense.
Sure.
It's so intense that, you know, your mind takes you where it's going to go. I guess you could say. If you're in any bit of a bad mood, I would say stay away.
Oh man, yeah, it would have to be like the perfect day. It would have to be like everything's going right in my world.
Yeah.
I don't know if the pandemic is like the right time anyway to do that to myself.
Right. No, I know. Yeah, this guy, man, he used to put them in like little sugar cubes.
Oh, fun.
So like 1 or 2 drops in the sugar cube, you would take the sugar cube and, you know, blast off. I mean, it would take like probably 45 minutes to an hour to like really kick in.
Okay.
But it depends, you know, we were always out. It's not like we were ever hanging out in like a house. For some reason, we were always out. You know, we're sitting at the diner and all of a sudden this thing kicks in and you're like, oh shit, what do you do? One time we were bowling.
Wow.
Yeah. And halfway, you know, through, like, I started just getting wacky. I was throwing the ball like 3 lanes over. People knew I was messed up, you know?
Sure. Holy shit.
You know, you can easily get into a fight on something like that.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Out in public. I never did because I was always like a nice guy and I always talk my way out of things. Like, I'm sorry, you know?
Yeah.
Let me buy you a drink or something, whatever.
Sure. Good that you at least had the presence of mind to do that.
Yeah.
I just be like, what, you know, oh yeah. Come here a minute. That's one of my favorite Simpsons bits.
Yeah.
When they're in New Springfield and Old Springfield, and they're like, Old Springfield has been used to use lowbrow expressions like, oh yeah, and come here a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's true, man. You know, you especially if you're, you know, they call them beer muscles and things like that. If you're,
oh yeah, for sure.
You know, I've been there. I've definitely been like, you know, not starting a fight, but pretending I'm this big tough guy, you know?
Sure.
Which I am if I have to be, but
yeah,
I don't want to get into a fight with some idiot at a bar. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't want to
over nothing
ever.
Yeah.
Although I would like to fight in a consequence-free environment. Like if I do love Star Wars, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So if I could like have like a lightsaber battle with no consequences.
Oh, hands down, absolutely. Get an Oculus, man. I have one.
Are they good? Have you tried one?
I have it. It's the best thing ever.
You have it?
I have it.
Holy shit. So, and you love it. Like you feel like you're really kind of there doing whatever you're doing.
Dude, your mind does not know what it's seeing.
Whoa.
There is there's some of the games, some of them are just fun, you know what I mean? But they have different ratings. Like some of them will be comfortable, moderate, and then intense. And the intense ones are truly intense.
Whoa.
There's one where, and this is like a party game. Every time someone comes over, we play it. You go in an elevator. Okay, now keep in mind, you have these goggles on your face, and you don't see anything else but what's in the goggles.
Sure.
And you're there. You're there. You're just there. It's really trippy. You have two controllers in your hand, and now you know that you're on your living room floor.
Right.
But your mind does not know. So there's this game where you go in an elevator, and you go up the elevator, up a building, and the elevator doors open, and you look out, and there's a plank above a city, and you walk on it.
Okay.
And it's terrifying, dude.
It's
terrifying. Most people can't even do it. It's scary.
You're just like, yeah.
Yeah. Now like I said, you're on your regular floor. You're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And in the game, you can actually fall off. And when you do fall off, you're flying through the air and you crash and hit the ground.
Oh, and you can probably feel that in your like.
Yeah.
It probably feels like you're falling.
Anybody who falls and hits the ground, they jump. Their body jumps.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that sounds scary. So do you have like, is there a surface that you walk on, or are you just actually on the floor?
You're actually on the floor. You can do it anywhere that you have like at least 6 feet of space.
Okay.
You know, you can do
What
it
happens if
outside.
you, like, turn? Are you like walking?
So this is how most of the games do not require you to move your body at all. You can do walking with the joystick on the controller. That one game in particular, you have to walk a little bit, so you need a little bit of space.
Okay.
But for the most part, everything's done through your head movements and your hands.
Cool.
And you don't really have to move your feet.
Okay. How expensive is it?
It's not bad. I think like $350 or something like that.
Okay. And do you run it on? Is it a self-contained system, or do you have to run it through something else?
The Oculus Quest, the one that I have, is self-contained.
Okay.
And you buy all the games in the headset just like you would buy them on like a phone.
Cool.
Like it's part of the system.
Okay.
And man, it's such a good time. We love it. And then there's some games that are just like relaxing and cool. You sit there, you can sit on the couch and play them. You can fucking play Angry Birds and shoot the birds.
Wow, cool.
You can draw in the air, you know?
Oh, that's awesome.
And then there's ones that are just crazy. There's like horror ones that'll make you like shit your pants.
Yeah, I don't think I would do that.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like a whole different world. It really is. We got it last year when the pandemic happened. It was like my birthday's in May, so it was kind of an early birthday gift. And it was literally literally an escape from the world.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, man, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there's still a couple months of winter. I wonder if I could get one here and just kind of like have a little outlet. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's cool. And Facebook makes them actually.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Facebook makes it. So you literally just sign in with Facebook and boom, you're in.
Cool. All right. And maybe it's time. I didn't know they were like that accessible. I thought you had to like run them through like a PC or do.
They used to be. There is one you can get where you plug it into your computer and you have much more game options, but it's got everything you need. You just get that one. You get the one with the big hard drive because the games fill up the hard drive pretty fast.
Gotcha. Okay.
But it's awesome, man. It's such a good time.
Cool.
I don't know how we got onto that. Because I was trying to get to a point and I think I lost it by talking about it so much.
I don't know. I don't think it was through drugs, but it does have a nice like simpatico with drugs and consciousness and stuff.
Yeah, I guess in a way we were talking about, altering your mind, and it really does. It alters your mind.
Yeah. Oh, fighting, being drunk and fighting. Like sabers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, there's literally a game called Drunken Bar Fight.
No way.
Yeah. And you literally just walk into a bar and you start smashing people in the face. Cool. You can pick up things around you and like hit them with it. Irresponsible, but fun.
Yeah. It sounds like lucid dreaming in a way where it's like, I kind of would want to do. I would want to try that. I wouldn't actually ever do it in waking life, but like if I'm having a dream and I am lucid dreaming, then I'll do stuff like that, or I'll just like get into a car and drive away with it or whatever, because like if I know it's a dream, you can
Right.
do what you want. And
Right.
so that'd
Yeah,
be
absolutely.
fun.
Oh, you know what? We were talking about Star Wars. That's how we got into it.
Right, yeah.
Oh, dude, they have Star Wars games and they have a lightsaber arena.
Cool.
You like literally you're fighting with a lightsaber.
Are there like quests? Like, can you go like rescue the whatever?
The whole game. There's 3 episodes of the Star Wars game.
Okay.
You kind of, it's in a way it's like playing a movie. Like it's written and what happens is going to happen either way, but you have to control everything.
Sure.
But there's a second part of the game where you can just go into a lightsaber arena and
That's awesome. And it's fun,
Yeah.
like works and feels kind of real.
So oh my god, dude.
Wow.
Probably the second best thing to actually having a lightsaber in your hand and really fighting.
Awesome.
Cool. I think so. It's awesome.
I mean, that's all I've ever wanted in life is to
So,
have a lightsaber and be a
I
force user.
I agree with you 100%. And yeah. And this whole episode's gonna be about the Oculus.
Great, cool.
You be in Michigan and I could be here and we could play.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
That's cool.
You get your own like little avatar and you can go to concerts and you can like sit next to you could sit next to real people.
Sweet.
For free, by the way. And you pick your seat and you can sit wherever you want. You can talk to the person next to you.
Amazing.
It's mind-blowing.
Wow, dude, this is so cool. It's so smart.
Yeah.
I guess I assumed that the technology wasn't like there yet. Like I've obviously heard of it and seen like clips or whatever, but like I guess I haven't heard anybody really talk about it.
Right.
And
I assumed
you're just like raving about it.
I assumed the same thing too, because before I got that, I had the cardboard thing where you put your phone in.
Oh yeah, I want to know.
And I was like, okay. you know?
Right.
So I was like, I don't think the technology's there yet. But this thing, man,
Sure.
they're starting to use it.
But yeah.
Yeah. They're starting to use it for like classrooms and offices. Like you make a virtual office space.
Sure.
And there's apps right on it. You can, meet with your friend in Oklahoma, whatever. And you can literally have like, you could write on the board. It's crazy, dude.
Wow,
it's crazy. Yeah.
What? All right. I'm sold.
Yeah. And let me know when you get one.
I will. All right.
We'll hook it up.
I wonder, is there like, you know how like Apple has like Mac rumors where you can be like, don't buy the iPad right now because there's another one coming.
Right.
Does Oculus have that where they can be like, don't buy it right now because there's going to be another one like in 4 months?
I don't know. And I got to say, to be honest with you, I bought the first one last year. It was the Oculus One.
Uh-huh.
And then they came out with the Oculus 2. And the only thing I didn't like about the first one was that the headset was kind of heavy.
Okay.
So it was like, it made your head kind of weird. They made this one a lot lighter.
Okay.
So I actually sold that one and bought the new one.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, and it's perfect. It's perfect.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right, man. I'm sold.
I can't say a bad thing about it, to be honest with you.
Wow.
I really can't. Yeah. There's
yeah.
no way to not have fun with it. Like anytime I show somebody the thing, they're like, wow, I got to get one of these.
Cool.
So, if that's any gauge, I don't know.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Awesome. All right, cool.
So really quick. All right, cool, man. Yeah, like I said, we got to hook it up. Okay, I'm going to share my screen really quick.
All right.
Okay. Here we go. So I made some products involving you.
Okay.
And I didn't put them out in the store yet. They're just drafts, and I want to see what you think about them and maybe discuss an idea of what we can do with them. Okay. So I'm sure you have a pretty good idea what they are.
This looks awesome.
This is okay. Here we go. So I took your beautiful art and I modified it a bit in Photoshop, blew it up. And this is a 12 by 18 framed print.
Whoa, that's so crazy.
And I made the colors, kind of cool.
Yeah.
So there's that one.
That is so funny. Oh my God, I love it.
What's crazy about it is that I don't have these files. So I literally took a picture of my phone, a screenshot of my phone on Instagram.
Sure.
And brought it into Photoshop and cleaned it up so it would blow up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, and now this one. Let's see.
Wow.
So yeah,
Cool.
isn't that awesome?
That looks sweet. Yeah, I love it.
Who wouldn't want piss on their wall?
I know, really.
This is the question I've been asking since the beginning here.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's 12 by 18.
So,
I love it. It's fantastic. It also is like the way the words are kind of blurred makes it less
yes,
jarring. It's more art now. I think.
exactly.
I love it, man. I'm sold.
Cool. I'm thinking of a couple different options here, and you seem like I don't want to make money off your art. It's your art. Even all right, I modified it and I made it what it is, but I think we should take the proceeds and give it to charity.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm totally down.
So what I want to ask you is are there any charities, and you don't have to give me an answer now, but any charities that are, near and dear to you, and we'll set it up.
Yeah, it's Rebel Dogs Detroit that I've been like when I've been donating my money lately, that's where I've been putting it. And they take dogs from the streets of Detroit, most of whom are like in really rough shape. Some of them like at death's door, and they rehabilitate them, and they're trying to build a new facility to take care of them and house them. And they just do good work with dogs that get dumped on and abused and left for dead. And yeah, so I would love to show more support to them for sure.
Awesome, man. Let's do it. So how this works is nothing comes out of pocket. Like I make them and it's printed on demand.
Gotcha. So they print it and frame it, and then you don't
print it, frame it, send it. I don't have to deal with anything. I get the profit of it. They cost a bit to make, but it's a charity, so we can charge a little extra. And
sure, yeah.
I think people will be into it. I mean, like I said, I'm buying them. I'm going to buy them. So I hope everyone out there, checks it out. I think it's cool. And this is just the beginning. I just made these two, and we can do other things. Yeah. But I just wanted to start off like this.
I love it. I think it's such a fun idea, dude. I'm touched. I'm touched, and I just think it's cool. It's so sweet.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Now I'm sure you're asking like, where's Spider Mask? Because that's
Oh yeah, yes.
We got to do Spider Mask. Yeah. But did you ever hear this company called?
I should do. My girlfriend and I we're gonna go to Detroit this weekend, and we were just like, we should get tattoos while we're there. And we were like, what would we get? Because I have a lot of like elaborate things with like artist friends that we're gonna do, but like they're all over the place, and to pop into the shop and get something simple is like not always that easy.
Right.
So maybe it's Spider Mask.
I say go for it, man. I want that tattoo. I really do.
Yeah. All right. What were you just gonna say? I kind of interrupted you there.
Oh no. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. Did you ever hear this company called Marvel Comics? It's a little company. They're kind of up and coming.
Marvel.
No,
I haven't.
No, they have this fucking character called Spider-Man, and it's very similar to Spider Mask.
I'll believe it when I see it. I don't know. Sounds like you're putting me on here.
I'll send it over to you later. It's unbelievable, man.
All right. Have you watched WandaVision?
I do watch WandaVision.
I haven't seen it yet. It's cool.
It's incredible.
It seems like something I'm gonna love. I just haven't started it yet.
You're definitely gonna love it. Now, I'm a Marvel fan. I love comic books, but I'm not one of those people who knows every single thing about it and every single comic book character. So there's a lot going on in it. And there's people online that kind of like break down the whole episode for you afterwards.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like there's like a bunch of hidden Easter eggs and things you might not even pick up on if you're not a diehard fan.
Sure.
But put that all aside, it's still enjoyable, and it's really, really well made, really cool.
Awesome. Yeah, I can't wait. We're doing Veep right now.
Okay.
But that'll be, I think, what's up next.
Yeah. We got into Ted Lasso.
Oh, I heard that's good.
It's fantastic.
Cool. Awesome. I'm excited to check that out too.
We watched, I think, I'd say a month ago. We put one of them on, and I don't know, maybe we're just weren't in the mood for it. And we're like, And then I actually had Dave Holmes on a few weeks ago on the show from MTV. and he recommended the show, and I just, when somebody like that says something, I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna check it out.
Sure.
And we started watching it last night, and we like finished it last night. Like,
Wow.
like we just went through the 10 episodes. It's such a like heartwarming show.
Cool.
Like it's funny, obviously. It's very joyous. And Dave said it the best. He said, like, it's just a bunch of people being as nice as possible to each other, which is like the complete opposite of every other television show. Everyone's just trying to be a dick, you know?
Yeah. Veep has been hard to watch for that reason. It's just like people are all horrible to each other.
Yeah. There's there's one, maybe two horrible people on the show, but they constantly are just killed with kindness.
Cool. Sweet.
And just it's just great. And Jason Sudeikis is amazing in it.
He's a talent.
He's so good. So check that out for sure.
Cool. All right.
So I hope you enjoyed that little surprise there.
That was fantastic. Thank you.
And yeah, definitely. And so I'll be in touch with you about it, obviously, and we'll work out all the details. And I'll put it out as soon as I put this episode out. I think we'll put them out.
Yeah, it fits with my. I don't know what I'm doing with my life, but I do think that I want to be a fine artist. And I think this fits in with that. It's like, yeah, that's a fine art move right there.
Yeah. Listen, man, this is what I do. This is my skill. I look at a person and I don't know what they're going to do with their life, but I like to inspire them.
Sure. Yeah.
So I hope it inspires you a little bit to maybe, like do something like that. Cause you don't have to be Leonardo da Vinci. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's just a good reminder that, like, I mean, I don't want to like talk about my own psyche too much here or anything, but like, it's a good reminder that as a general concept, like people don't often know. I'm going to formulate this thought. I'll get back to you. Sort of not sure what I'm trying to say here.
Yeah. I got you.
But in general, I think it just takes a push, and it takes a community, and it takes like things like that where you're just like, yeah, like, right. Like that's that. Or like something my girlfriend reminds me of all the time is that, like, you don't have to, like, I always think like, I'm not a real musician because I don't make like stuff like Sufjan Stevens, or I don't make stuff like, it's not like dark or disturbed. I make songs like the Serial Beat song or whatever. And it's just like, that's okay. Like that can be my art. And we don't have to fit into these boxes of things that we enjoy. Like there's nothing wrong with Sufjan, but like, there's nothing wrong with like Weird Al either. Like, we need both. So not that I'm putting myself in league with Weird Al. I think he's the fucking greatest, and I can't hope to be on his level. But like, you know, he's important, and it's important sometimes for stuff like the Piss Picture or Serial Beat or whatever. So
right, absolutely, yeah. And that's kind of what I was saying. Like, you know, it's just whatever you put out there, as long as it's got a good intention behind it, it's got a place in the world. You know.
I think so. Yeah, even if it's just you paying attention to it, which it might very well be. Even my parents and my girlfriend. Right.
So yeah, I think we should do some beautiful art together.
Cool. Man. I'm on board.
Awesome, man.
I do get into zone. Like I've been working on this woodworking project, and luckily I had my alarm set for this call, because like I went in at like 10 in the morning and was thinking like, all right, I'll be good. Like there's no way I'm gonna be working on this thing for like 3 hours. And then lo and behold, like the alarm went off and I was like, oh shit, like it's a good thing I set that alarm, because I was just like in the zone for a while on this stupid thing.
Yeah, man. I have a question.
Okay.
That I need an answer to, because I had a tough time. Now this is already done, so I know the answer to it.
Okay.
But how do you throw out a garbage can?
Is this a joke?
No. It took me like a month to have the garbage men take my garbage pail to throw it out. I had a busted garbage pail.
And they were notes. they would try to dump it,
They would just leave it there.
but they would leave the can.
Yeah, there was nothing in it. I left it
very
empty.
funny.
Yeah, I left it empty on purpose. Now it's not going to fit inside of my new garbage can. Okay, I mean,
Right.
I could cut it up, but that seems like an amazing amount of work.
Right.
I could very well put it in my car and take it to a dumpster. But the question is, how do you get a garbage man to throw out your garbage pail without communicating to him? You know,
this is like a Seinfeld episode.
Yeah, yeah,
This is
exactly.
It's a really funny predicament.
Yeah. Now,
and I don't have a good answer. Like, you could write a sign on it that says like, "This is garbage," but like,
yes.
Even then, somebody would be like, "Well, yeah, that's where you put your garbage, of course."
Yes.
Like, they would just still think it's part of the can.
I literally had a sign on it for the month that said "Throw me away." It said "Throw me away," and they never took it. And I was never able to catch them because they come by at like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
And I have spoken to them before. They're all Spanish and they barely speak English.
Okay.
So maybe they couldn't read the sign. I don't know.
Do you still have it, or did it get
resolved?
resolved?
It just, like I said, it did get resolved.
How did it get resolved?
I opened up, because it had a lid on it. It had like one of those lids. The wheels were busted.
Okay.
So I put a note on the inside. I made like this crazy thing, like where it opened up and there was a piece of paper like taped to the inside that said, please take this fucking garbage pail. It didn't say fucking, but
right.
Like, please throw this away. I wrote it as like in many different ways as I can. And they finally took it.
Wow. Amazing. So
because they would open it.
You cracked the mystery.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, all right, maybe they're not.
A very interesting puzzle.
They move very fast. You know what I mean? They have a lot of houses to get to. So they take the pails and just shake them into the thing and go. They don't read signs.
Right.
But they do have to open it up. So I figured, all right, they're not seeing the sign on the front, but if I open it up, if they open it up, they're going to see the sign in here.
And they'll see that it's empty.
Yep. Yep.
Wow. Dude.
It was such an amazing day.
It's like when you get a Canadian quarter and you're just like, what am I going to do with this thing? Nothing's going to accept it. Man, what a ride. What a saga.
Yeah, it was it's crazy, man. Like, how do you throw away something that holds garbage? It's besides doing it yourself.
Right. Yeah, there's not really a good like analog except for, I guess, like a bread bowl, but you eat the bread bowl.
Yeah.
I have not had soup in a bread bowl for a long time, but I would imagine the first chef who prepared the first soup in a bread bowl might have had the same. I'd like to think that they had the same experience. Where the person in the restaurant was like eating the soup, and then the waiter's like, "You can eat that bowl, like the bowl is made of bread."
Yeah.
And the person's like, "No, but it's the bowl. Like, it's what the soup came in. I ordered the soup." And then they're like, no, but the bread is what you eat,
Right. That's the same concept. Absolutely. That's a really good way to put it. So I leave you with that beautiful
it's
sentiment.
Wonderful. I'm so glad it had a happy ending.
I always have to have a happy
ending. You're going to be like, now we just like filled it with like flowers, and now it's like a raised bed garden. We got kale growing in it.
Yeah. It's funny, man. I really had nothing prepared for this besides the prints. That's kind of how I'm going into a lot of these interviews now. Like, I have like a couple little notes, but I don't have this big interview written out. I want to just make it an organic conversation, like I called you on the phone, or we met at a bar. So that's what I was going for. And Christopher was supposed to come in, and that would have taken up a big part of it too. So considering I had zero material and you had no idea what I was going to talk about, we killed it.
Yeah. I hope. I mean, yeah. you're a good conversationalist, and I'm happy to.
Thank you. Yeah.
I hope. Well, I appreciate you waiting me out for a couple of days of darkness.
Of course.
Of course. I enjoy talking to you as well, and I didn't want to just be like, "What's the fucking like?" Just who cares if they take your garbage can? I don't care. Like, just, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't have even like been like that. I would have just been like, "Oh man, I'm sorry."
Yeah, I know.
So thank you for waiting. Thank you for being down to clown and down to push it back a little bit.
Absolutely. Anytime, man. There's really no rush, you know?
Yeah.
I have to I make the schedule because I need a schedule. If I don't have one, I'm all over the place.
For sure. Yeah.
So, but I'm very flexible. So it's all good.
Cool. Now I want to do a segment.
Yes, please.
I don't know. I was just gonna look through my phone notes and see if I had any good questions, ideas, or anything. Get NBA game for PS4. Got to do that. I'm hoping to find a cheap a GameStop or whatever. I don't care about being that current with video games. So it's if all the players aren't quite there yet, then whatever.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't really get into the sports games too much. But when I do, I'm like, oh, just give me 3 years ago, give me NHL 18 because it's $10 and it's essentially the same fucking game.
Sure. Totally. Yeah.
So what? It doesn't have this player, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, NHL 94 is still my favorite game of all time.
NBA Jam, man. Remember that one?
NBA Jam, absolutely. Yeah.
I had that on Sega Genesis.
Oh, sweet. So you're a Sega household.
Yeah. Oh, no. I was an everything household.
Oh, okay.
Every time a new system came out, I sold the one I had and got the next one. I don't really do that much more, but I have I'm at the Xbox One and the Nintendo Switch.
Okay.
And I'm set. I don't need to go any further than that.
Cool. Yeah. Do you play Animal Crossing?
I don't, but everyone talks about that game.
Yeah. My cousins are super into that. I got nothing in my list here that's going to be interesting to talk about. Just a bunch of crap.
It's another thing too we were talking about before, putting out your art, even if it's, not extraordinary, it's still something, when I talk about the littlest things, I find I listen to things like that. So, and essentially I kind of make what I want to listen to.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't like listening to serious political debates. It's just not my thing.
Sure.
I like to just talk about stupid little things that make me happy.
Yeah.
Or make me sad or whatever.
Totally. I think that's part of the fear that I've had too with releasing any art or music is it's a serious world. We're dealing with serious issues, and we've got, racial divides, and we've got political and anti-vax and anti-mask, and you've got just a lot of different things brewing and bubbling. It's so who wants to hear two knuckleheads talk about the Oculus? And it's probably people actually do. I would rather listen to that than hear some.
I gotta say, man,
talk about whatever. So
yeah, ever since I started doing it this way, it's been getting more traction. Whatever works, I guess. I just try to throw things at the wall, and whatever sticks.
Yeah.
Not everything I do is perfect, and whatever. I kind of like it that way. Right. I have this show I do. My wife on Friday nights, we do a radio show.
Oh, sweet.
And we release it as a podcast, but we cut the music out because can't put music on a podcast. And we literally just talk about our week of married life and just the ridiculous shit. We talk about the alarm clock for a half an hour, and people love the show. It's we've only been doing it for a few months, and it's gotten a huge response right away.
So fun. I love that idea.
We do have a fun banter, and we know each other insanely well. We've been married for 11 years. Wow. And people dig it, and it's literally about nothing.
Sweet. That is so cool, man. Yeah. Love that. Yeah, that's like Alyssa and I will tape each other doing our kind of material sometimes, just because it's think of something fun. Mostly it's me when I'm stoned, and I'm okay, tape this one. And it's but that stuff is so funny. It's having a look at, especially if it's you guys week in and week out, and people get to know you and get to know your banter and your relationship, then it just gets funnier and funnier because they're in on it with you guys. I just love that. It's so
exactly. And we don't talk about the same things every time, but we'll touch on topics we've already talked about. Sure, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's an update on where we're at that point of our lives.
Yeah.
About an alarm clock, and it's It's funny, you know.
Awesome.
And that's kind of my point, is like people relate to things like that, you know.
Yeah.
They relate to the little everyday things more than these big grandiose, you know, things. So
yeah, for sure. Especially now when it's like, give me a break from like,
yeah,
I know there's a pandemic. I know that white
right,
supremacy is on the rise. I
right,
know. I don't
yeah,
want, like, I need a break from that.
yes,
Which I
yes,
guess it's coming from a place of privilege to be like, I can afford to take a break from that fight, but also like, I think we all got to look out for our sanity from
yeah,
time to time in whatever ways we can. And if that's listening to you and your wife talk about whatever the alarm clock, cool.
I'll send you the link over. Let me know what you think of it. You know,
do.
I really, I would appreciate that. You know, that's the thing. It's like you turn on the radio or you turn on the news, or, I mean, we don't really allow the news in our house. It's like outlawed because it's just so negative.
Sure.
Or you go on Facebook or you go on Instagram and it's just all the same shit. It's everyone just arguing about Mr. Potato Head and all these crazy things that are going on. And it's like, let's just take a breath for a little while and just, you know, look at some like puppies. That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, man. I'm gonna let you go. And once again, Andrew, I really appreciate you coming on here.
Oh, thanks for having me. These are a blast, man. I
really enjoy it. And we'll do it again. And hopefully next time we can get Chris on board.
Perfect. All right, sounds good.
All right, man.
All right, talk to you soon.
I'll be in touch.
Yeah, sounds good. All right.
Oh shit, I dropped my thing. See you later.
Hell fucking yeah! It's the Hell Fucking Yeah podcast.